Akio listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton. Welcome to the podcast. Don't forget to join me on X and Insta, where you can drop me a comment, ask me a question, even YouTube, where I restream this podcast, a couple of video episodes. If you like my content, you can donate to my Kinboshi fund, help pay for a few of the subscriptions that keep the channel going. The Buy Me a Coffee link is in the comments, or you can just enjoy the podcast. Welcome to day 12 of the November Grand Sumo Tournament 2025 from Fukuoka in Japan. We finished day 11 with a three-way tie with Yokozuna Onosato and Hoshoryu now on 9 wins each. Sekiwake Ayanishiki losing to Yoshino Fuji to bring him back to the pack, finish on 9 wins as well. So three-way tie. Each match is now defining who will be there for the final day of the Yusho. So we only have 4 matches left. Tonight, Onosato faced Oho. Now, Oho hasn't been in the greatest form. He's only got 1 win to his name for the second week so far. 4 wins in total for the tournament. His early start to the tournament, look, it gave us hope, but he's fallen away pretty quickly. A couple of good matches to begin. Onosato burnt by his poor touchy eye against Yoshino Fuji. He didn't miss tonight. He fired out, quickly wrapped up Oho back and over the bails. Yorakiri for an easy 10th win. Hoshoryu, he has a fire lit under him since he lost to Hakuoho on day 1. The hanker to Wakamoto Haru on day 6, I think that just annoyed him, to be fair. Tonight he faced Papa Bear Takayasu. This was always going to be a test for the Yokozuna. It's never an easy match against Takayasu. It's a pretty good touchy eye as Hoshoryu. He fired Nodowa neck thrust at Takayasu. Takayasu was trying to Oshi. Hoshoryu tries hard to get inside, but Takayasu, he just started firing his thrusting. Hoshoryu returned fire, gave a really good series of slaps and Nodowa, a couple of really good effective blows, a few deflective hits. But Hoshoryu, look, he was patient. He drove Takayasu back and over the bails. I thought it was a really good, balanced and patient win by Hoshoryu under some Sapari pressure. Hoshoryu, he gave as good as he got with the well-directed thrusts, slaps and a few blows. It was pretty impressive. A lot of the Rikishi, they tend to try to deflect Takayasu's thrusts upwards, try and push his hands away. Whereas I think Hoshoryu, he really tried to fire in thrusts and hits himself rather than just deflect Takayasu. So I thought that's what really won him the match tonight. Very effective win. 10 wins for Yokozuna Hoshoryu. Sekiwake Oshoma. Now, Oshoma is not an easy beat, but his inexperience with the top ranks over the last few days would indicate that this was not likely to be a difficult match for the Sekiwake. It was a pretty good touchy eye as Oshoma went looking for the belt. He couldn't get it. They oshied each other, a few pushes. Ayanishiki got himself a belt grip, but Oshoma got a bit off balance and spun a bit as Ayanishiki drove forward and then hit Oshoma and forced him to twist down to the ground. Abase Tayoshi, a cross-gripped force down. 10 wins for Ayanishiki. He is still in the leading pack. Look, Oshoma, he acquitted himself pretty well in this fight. It gave Ayanishiki some work to do, so not so bad. Last night's star, Yoshino Fuji, he faced Ozeki Kodazakura, who is chasing his Kachikoshi, trying to stave off Karaban status with a few days to go. It was a pretty good touchy eye. Yoshino Fuji started thrusting, but Kodazakura just grabbed the back of his head and did the big retreat, pull down Hatakikomi. Kodazakura was on the bails. He was 1 foot on top of the bails going backwards as Yoshino Fuji was going down forwards. Yoshino Fuji's arm just touched the ground before Kodazakura went dead body and out of the ring. So the Gumbai went to Kodazakura. No mono-e there. 7 wins for the Ozeki. 8 and 4 for Yoshino Fuji. And a pretty good tournament. So he's happily safe with Kachikoshi. Still a couple of chances to improve his record. Nishiki Fuji, he is also in the chasing pack, facing Ichi Yamamoto today to stay in that race. Nishiki and Fuji and Ichi Yamamoto engaged in a thrusting affair. Nishiki Fuji chased Ichi Yamamoto around the dohyo, trying to thrust him out. Ichi, look, he goes close a few times, but he finally opened the door, got a bit of a lateral movement, got a bit of an arm grab. And Nishiki Fuji went over the bales. He's out of the race now, Suki Itoshi. But look, also, he's got his 8 wins, Kachikoshi. So the Aomori Makuchi run continues for 2026. If you didn't think there was pressure, there was a huge amount of pressure on Nishiki Fuji to continue the Aomori Prefecture run for 2026. So well done to him. Toki Hayate, he's the other Rikishi in the second pack. He faced Atami Fuji tonight, got a pretty good touchy eye. Toki Hayate went fast up under Atami Fuji's shoulder, not really looking for the Karasukashi, but he was there. He converted that grip to a left inside belt grip and ends up with a right also. He used the left inside to pull Atami Fuji around. As they went to the bales, Atami Fuji had Toki Hayate up on the bales, but Toki Hayate, he used the belt grip to pull Atami Fuji around, and Atami Fuji just went out backwards on his heel. It's quite the move for a much smaller Toki Hayate, and fairly reminiscent of Wakataka Kage's move against Onosato last year in that body pivot. So 9 wins for Toki Hayate, and he's still the second in that pack there. Wakataka Kage and Ura, they faced off tonight. It's a pretty good touchy eye, but Ura, he just couldn't get the belt. He got under the shoulder. They locked up with opposite body grips. Ura then tried to disengage and pull down, but almost as gets Wakataka Kage, who went forward, but just out of balance and just didn't touch down. Wakataka Kage recovered and then returned an Oshi drive at Ura. Ura went backwards in a hurry into the alley and somersaulted into the third row. It was like a bowling ball into the bowling pins as audience members flew everywhere. Ura's legs were up in the air. 6 wins for Wakataka Kage. Ura with a spectacular finish. He still has 6 wins and 3 matches left to get Kachikoshi. Kirishima, he faced Wakamoto Haru, and I expected, look, a pretty technical and patient match with these two expert beltwork sumo wrestlers, but Kirishima just used some fairly effective Nodowa neck thrusts to drive Wakamoto Haru back, and then followed it up with another one before Wakamoto Haru could get any belt grip. Over and done, Oshidashi and Kachikoshi for the former Ozeki Kirishima. Wakamoto Haru still on 6 wins also. Hiradumi, he lost a fast and furious match with Hakuoho. They both went over the bales together, but Hiradumi's arm touched down first to give Hakuoho the win. Bit of a consolation prize there for him. Daisho, he snatched victory from Shodai. It's a pretty good touchy eye. Shodai got inside Daisho, really got in close, tried to negate his thrusting. He chased Daisho around the ring as Daisho got a few deflecting hits. He was up on the bales a couple of times, tried to keep Shodai at bay. Shodai really should have finished it off, but Daisho, he defended, delivered a really good Nodowa that put Shodai on the back foot. He then followed it up and threshed at Shodai back over the bales. Good work by Daisho there. 7th win. He only needs 1 more for his Kachikoshi. Shodai's on 4. Shishi dealt with Churanumi with a pretty good standard Oshidashi push-out win there. Tobizaru, he executed a really good and fast leg sweep Keikeshi on Abi for the win. Koto Shoho is 1 win away from Kachikoshi. He got a Yoriku win over Onokatsu. So that's day 12. Now I'm off to Melbourne tomorrow, so probably no episode tomorrow night. I'm going to join the Sumo Mainichi podcast for their Senshiraku Sunday live event that they record in Melbourne at the last Sunday. So that should be a lot of fun. That'll be their episode that comes out on Sunday night. I'll try and get an episode done on Saturday in Melbourne in the lead up to the final day. Catch us all up. Hope you can join me then. Hakioi. Let's learn sumo.